Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and happy holidays with another Christmas film review where I'm going to talk about a film that comes all the way from Finland, from a director who came up with the idea with his brother for a title called Rare Exports: A Christmas Tale. Which was filmed in 2010. But he came up with some short films before that in 2003 and 2005. One short film called Rare Exports Inc. and the other one is called Rare Exports Safety Tips. Now those particular two short films. In the first one, you have three marksmen, military-like. It looks like they are mercenaries. Are evidently hunting a certain species called Father Time, and they basically, I think, used tranquilizer darts, but it looks like as they were shooting this creature and species down, you get the assumption, because this is a narrated film, you get the assumption that this is a company that ships this rare species in the land of Lockland, which is supposedly the land of the original Santa Claus. And evidently they are like a illegal company that ships these species to different countries. And in a sense, you see the tag at the end say Zanzibar, which is exactly what happens in the film. Now, the second short film, which is called Rare Exports Safety Instructions. I believe that's what it was called. It goes through and shows us using the same narrator, I think. Basically it says or states that last year, evidently they had a problem with shipping their exports of this Father Time character, which means that it was a Santa, an elf, a Santa Claus. So, what happens is evidently there are 3 or 4 safety instructions in order to you don't want to make loud noises, you don't want to smoke, you don't want to drink, etc. These kind of things. And I like how in this short film they made that Father Time character jump straight out of a box onto its intended target. Now, I like how these films were more explanatory, like the company actually existed, and that these creatures were actually, to show that there might actually be these kind of people out there. Now, the director of this film, his name is Jalmari Helander, and him and his brother Juso Helander came up with the idea behind this movie. So in this safety tips film, we see the young boy who plays Pietari Kontio, who was played by Ani Tomila, and his father, Rauno or Reuno Kontio, who was played by Jorma Tomila. So, in fact, they are actually really father and son. And So there are two other, evidently, in this film, two young boys, and I believe go and witness the digging up of a supposed Santa Claus, which apparently we see some rich guy is behind this whole digging process, and evidently they let some elves escape, and it ended up in a wolf trap that Raiono's Raiono Cantio had set up, and the boy Pietari actually does find some footprints in the snow, and he thinks that he's killed Santa Claus. But then some of the children in the camp, evidently where they live, some of the kids have started to disappear. And that's when his friend appears, is when he goes and tells his father, and they find out that this older looking dude, well, the father, Raiuno, found this bloodied old man and brought him into their meat packing or their meat butchery thing, where apparently they had actually captured some reindeer and were going to import the meat of these reindeer and the pelts of these reindeer to gain some money, which ended up being like about 85,000. Well, the reindeer got loose and evidently were killed because of evidently the said old man had actually killed them. So what happens is every time the little boy Pietari gets close to this old man, he stirs. So at first they think that he's dead, and evidently Jonathan Hutchins plays this Brian Green, which is who they figure out this old man is. But ultimately, they end up learning that the character of the old man is in fact an elf, and evidently they realize that once they get beyond the compound where the men were digging, they were actually keeping the original Santa Claus in ice, who has actually been buried for many, many years. And he's actually got these huge horns. And you can see that he's underneath this ice. So they hatch a plan to take and guide all these elves away from the Santa, and blow up Santa Claus in order to evidently use these elves as a form of making up the money and the profit that they would have made with the reindeers. And what's funny is it's kind of weird. It wasn't even really that bloody, but it was creepy, and the fact that you saw these hundreds of elves following these children that were still in these potato sacks that were evidently going to be saved for Santa Claus, whether they were naughty or nice. So I thought that this was an intriguing story. I thought it was well put together. I think there was definitely a lot of mystery involved, and I thought that the young boy, Ani Tamala, got the courage to become his father's son in a sense. He grew the smallest boy became the conqueror, the hero, and in a sense it was kind of weird how evidently the export service it became um, where they taught these elves evidently how to have manners, how to be good, and then they evidently they gave the impression that they were supposed to be these nice Santa Clauses in the end. So evidently they earned these hats, earned these suits, and that's um, why Santa Claus has been able to be in many different places. I thought the acting was pretty good on all involved. Amo was played by Tommy Corpella. Piparinen was played by Rauno Juvonen. Riley was played by Per Christian Elfsen. Jusso was played by Jalmari Jarvenpa. Pitari's elf was played by Peter Jacobi. So I thought that, and what I liked was the oscilloscope entertainment. This was put on by many different production companies. I mean, it was put on by Sinnott, Homer Film, Love Streams Productions, Agnes B Productions, Devage Film, Film Camp, Film Pool Nord, Kinology, and Yas Radio. So Oscilloscope, which evidently distributes to Canada and the U.S. Also picked this up. Scanbox Entertainment in Norway, Splendid Films in Germany, Vertigo Films in Spain, Earthstar Entertainment in Japan. So Film 1 in the Netherlands, Film 4 in the UK. RTL Entertainment in the Netherlands as well. So, and Splendid Films once again in the Netherlands as well. Which evidently there is a Blu-ray DVD of this. But I just wanted to show what this film kind of looked like from Oscilloscope. Look at that beautiful art. That's just amazing, and it definitely did have some festivals that it went to. Look at the inside of this. This is just beautiful, and then of course there's the inside here. That is just amazing art. At least I think so. So, in any case, hopefully you enjoyed my description of this film. I thought that the subtitles in the film were very easy to read. So, I think this was a well done edition of or it was a nicely done art. It was a nicely done special edition of the film, and I'm glad that it got this release in the U.S. It was definitely an entertaining and creepy film, and I enjoyed it. I think this is now one of my favorite films for the Christmas season. So in any case, hopefully you enjoyed my description of this film. Like and subscribe to my page if you have not. Definitely check out some of my other film reviews, and check out some of my future reviews in the future. And thank you for liking and subscribing. Appreciate the time spent on my page, and just check out the film. You'll have your own opinion of it, and if you've seen it, let me know down in the comments what you thought of it. Thank you so much.